Hey there, podcast lovers. Looking for a fresh take on the world? Tune into Nikki's World, where we dive into everything hitting the headlines and chat about just what's on our minds. No filters, just real talk. Whether you're sipping your morning coffee or unwinding after a long day, Nikki's World is your go-to for genuine commentary on the real world. Subscribe now if you want to hear the real deal on what's going on. Join the conversation on Nikki's World, where every episode feels like catching up with an old friend. Don't miss out.
What's up, y'all? Let's do this.
Hi guys, welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today, guys, we gotta talk about what happened yesterday to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk got assassinated at the University of Utah for speaking his mind, speaking his opinion, and the left has gone from political violence to political terrorism. But before we go any further, guys, I'd like to give a moment of silence to Charlie Kirk. Okay, guys, so without further ado, before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, please consider donating a cup of coffee for me. Because for a price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I am on Ko-fi, guys. If you guys want to support, sponsor, donate, and tip to Nikki's World, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, please hit that like, subscribe, please give me a review, good, bad, and the ugly. Also, guys, I do have a bunch of affiliate links. First off is Minds.com. Minds.com is a Connecticut-based social media platform. They are the most awesome alternative to Facebook, guys. So if you guys value your right to freedom of speech like I do, and I value freedom of speech like I do, guys, head on over to my friends at Minds.com. Also, guys, I do have the most awesome, and I mean the most awesome affiliate link with Byrna. Byrna is the less lethal self-defense company, guys. They make their top-of-the-line Byrna SD, Byrna LE, TCR, Mission 4, and their newest, ladies and gentlemen, their compact launcher. So if you guys out there value your right to the Second Amendment and your right to self-defense, but you guys want to do it in a less lethal manner, ladies and gentlemen, well then, head on over to my friends at Byrna.com. Also, guys, I do have the most awesome, and I mean the most awesome affiliate link out there. And if you know someone who needs to wear adult diapers and who needs to be put in adult diapers, ladies and gentlemen, well then, send them on over to my friends at North Shore Medical Supply, because at North Shore, they make the top of the line North Shore Megamax diaper, North Shore Supreme pull-ups and their Turner boosters, guys. So if you know someone out there that needs to wear adult diapers like I do, guys, and they need to wear them for protection, well then, send them on over to my friends at North Shore Medical Supply. And before we get the show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, seriously, y'all, seriously, can y'all please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today? Man, I am diapered up, padded up in my North Shore Megamax diapers with my Eternal boosters, and I have my onesies on from Little Comfort, so I'm diapered up, padded up. Let's get on with the show, shall we? So yesterday, as you all know, Charlie Kirk got assassinated and killed by the leftist Democrats and liberals in this country just because he wanted to have a dialogue, just because he wanted to have like air out differences of opinion. But for some reason, the left, the liberal, and the Democrats in this country like people who have differences of opinion, so they assassinated Charlie Kirk yesterday. This, to me, means they've gone from political rhetoric to now political terrorism in this country. And to me, that made me mad. That made me angry. That made me so angry that it made me want to throat punch a fucking liberal, a fucking Democrat, and a fucking leftist. Made me want to throat punch these people. The fact that these people can't even learn to just agree and disagree like grown adults in this country makes me mad, makes me angry. The fact that Charlie Kirk, he never went to college, but he wanted to get people's views and opinions, and he wanted to have a dialogue. But the left in this country didn't want to have a dialogue with people like Charlie Kirk. They wanted to like browbeat, bully, threaten, intimidate, and now assassinated him for just wanting to have a dialogue on the other side. The left can't be adult about things anymore. The left can never be trusted in this country. Any leftist, liberal, Democrat who celebrated the assassination of Charlie Kirk, in my opinion, should be arrested, prosecuted, and thrown in prison and should never ever be fucking let out of society ever again. These people don't deserve to be let out in a free society. I'm sorry to say this. These people do not deserve to be let out. They don't. And the fact that yesterday, after Charlie Kirk died, leftists were celebrating his assassination. These people, I'm going to say like this. Any leftist, liberal, and Democrat out there, y'all are subhuman pieces of filth and garbage. Y'all don't deserve to be on this fucking planet for all I care. Y'all deserve to be run out of this planet. It's that simple. These people who mocked at Charlie Kirk's death, these people don't deserve to breathe the same air as we do. These people don't deserve to be out in polite society. These people don't deserve to even exist. They don't. And I, for one, wholeheartedly believe it is time we don't play nice to these people. These people can't respect people for who they are, their opinions, their beliefs, and all this shit. They don't deserve to be in a free society ever again. And I'm gonna advocate this right then and there. And I agree with Representative Clay Higgins from Louisiana on this too. Every leftist, liberal, and Democrat should be arrested, prosecuted, thrown in prison, and should never ever be let out in polite society ever again. They should never, ever, and then at the same time, they should never, ever be allowed to own a gun ever again. And I'm going to send this message clear to Mr. Trump. If you want to be known for greatness in history, instead of a footnote in history, you better take a page from El Salvador, from President Berkeley, and do what he did in El Salvador to leftists in America. You do that, you'll be known for greatness. You'll be known for being tough on crime, being tough on the leftists, being tough on the American people, being known for basically making America safe again, which Trump coined that term, MASA, which I am all for. But I will say this, ladies and gentlemen. If Trump doesn't crack down on the left, doesn't crack down on liberals, Democrats, doesn't crack down on sanctuary cities, doesn't crack down on like the trans cult, he'll be known as a footnote in history. But if he does that, he'll be bigger than Ronald Reagan and John F. Kennedy put together. He'll be known far bigger than Reagan, in my opinion. But the fact that right now Trump is just giving like words and speeches, that's not enough to us conservatives, libertarians, Republicans, okay, and independents. That's not enough. We want more. We want that killer executed in cold blood. We want that killer summarily executed. And anyone that helped enable that guy, anyone that enabled that assassin, should be thrown in the fucking deepest hole in ADX Florence, Colorado. We want that, Mr. Trump. And if you're not getting Cash Patel and Dan Bongino, I'm looking at you right now. If you're not going after the killer, the assassin of Charlie Kirk, we got questions we're going to be asking afterwards. We got shit ton of questions afterwards. But I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, Pam Bondi. I'm looking at you, Cash Patel. I'm looking at you, Dan Bongino. I'm looking at you, Christine Nolan. One of you people gonna crack down on the left. No more pussyfooting here, ladies and gentlemen. We can't be nice to these people. Being nice to these people, look what got us. It got Charlie Kirk assassinated. We can't be nice to these people. We can't be cordial. We can't live in the same country with people who mock at the death of Charlie Kirk, who cheered for his assassination. We can't live on the same planet with these people, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you this. If this was done in any other country, the left would be hunted down to fucking extinction. There would be civil war breaking out. And the left would be fleeing the border because they know they're responsible for that shit. They know they were championing that shit. They would be fleeing for their life because the other side would want them fucking dead. Yeah, if this was done in any other country outside of the West, if this was done outside of Western civilization, we'd be in a civil war right now, and every leftist would be hunted to extinction. They would. They would. And we'd be going after leftists like impunity. Yeah. But I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this right now. Every conservative libertarian, Republican, and independent, we're basically saying like this. We want vengeance. We want blood. The left has shown their hands in this country. The left has shown their fucking bloody hands. They've shown their hands, and I'm telling you this, ladies and gentlemen, we want blood. We want vengeance. We're not playing nice with these people anymore. These people who mocked at the assassination of Charlie Kirk, any other country, they would have been lynched. They would have been hung on a telephone pole. They would have. If this was done in any other country outside of America, they would have been lynched and hung on a telephone pole. About what? I'm looking at my watch right now. About a couple of minutes ago. They would have been. But the left openly mocking the death of Charlie Kirk because they didn't like his opinions, they didn't like his views. I'm going to say like this. It's time to replace Martin Luther King Day with Charlie Kirk Day. It's that simple. It's time to replace Martin Luther King with Charlie Kirk Day. At the same time, it's time we give them a fucking civil war. We give them the civil war that they want. And we end them royally. We end them so badly that they will never, ever gain power for the next 10,000 years. And the liberal media that enabled this, I'm calling for their shutdown. I'm calling for the FCC to revoke their license immediately. Yeah, I'm calling for them to be shut down permanently. The fact that they want to that they're mocking at Charlie Kirk's death, shit. We can't be in the same country or in the same city or the same neighborhood as these lunatic leftists. We can never be in the same country with these people. I'm sorry to say this. These people are mentally unhinged. These people are mentally insane. The fact that these lunatic leftists, okay, and I mean lunatic, okay, these people don't deserve to be in the same breath as you and I. Many of us are freedom-loving people. We love freedom and liberty. But when you assassinate someone because you didn't like their political opinion, you deserve to be executed. You deserve to be ridiculed. You deserve to be scorned, mocked, and basically canceled, fired. Yeah, you deserve to be thrown in fucking prison. And you don't belong in polite society like the rest of us. You don't. Man, that's good coffee. But I'm going to say like this, ladies and gentlemen. As a podcaster myself, Charlie Kirk's a podcaster. We're not going to stand for this shit. We're not. We don't. We value freedom of speech. We value both sides of the opinion. But some of these leftists, these diehard leftists, oppose anyone who doesn't think like them. I'm going to say this. The biggest threat to this country is Muslims and communism. Both of these things are the biggest threat to America. And let me say this. The biggest threat right here is three things. Liberalism, Marxism, communism, and Muslims. Four things are the biggest threat to this country. And right now, the biggest threat And the biggest danger to this country is liberalism. Is that people who think that, oh, my opinions matter, my viewpoint matters. Oh, we're gonna cancel you for your opinion. This is not how America should be. The left who champions it, who says that they're all for free expression of ideas, but as long as you agree with their viewpoints, fuck, that ain't America. That's communism. And these people should be run out of the fucking country. These people should be run out like no tomorrow. I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you, as someone who values freedom and liberty in this country, who values the right to speak freely, anyone who mocks and ridicules the assassination of Charlie Kirk, they should be run out of this country immediately. They should be fired, canceled, deplatformed, removed, debanked, run out of the country, and never ever be allowed to set foot in America again. They should. The fact that these people got me mad, the people got me angry, that the fact that these people, for the life of me, they believe in, oh, freedom and liberty. Oh, they believe in like everybody should have a right to their opinion. But then if we have opinions that that they don't like, they assassinate. No, this is not how America's supposed to be. America changed yesterday when Charlie Kirk got assassinated. They mocked Charlie Kirk's death. Our side now is ratcheting up the heat so badly. I'm gonna tell you this, and this is a foregone conclusion here. Okay, the left just fired a shot across the bow that they're not gonna like when it comes back to them. The left in this country just signed their death warrant. Just signed basically their death certificate in this country. The left just signed their death certificate. Because conservatives, libertarians, independents, and Republicans are all fired up, are all mad, are all angry. They want blood. They want vengeance. They want retribution. And I'm telling you this right now. There are conservatives, libertarians, independents, and Republicans who want to exact the same revenge on leftists that they did to Charlie Kirk. And I'm telling you right now, the left just opened up a can of worms that they can't put back. Yeah, you let the genie out of the bottle, and now that genie ain't coming back in anytime soon. Telling you, leftists, you ignited a firestorm. You wanted to ignite a civil war. Now you're going to get one. And I'm telling you right now, Charlie Kirk died for freedom of speech. And because you assassinated him for that, telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it ain't going to end well for these leftists. It ain't going to end well. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's like what? It's what? September 11, Patriots Day? Yeah. Telling you, ladies and gentlemen, the left, their days are numbered. Their days are numbered. They're cooked. They are finished. They are done. They are wiped out. Many of us who champion for freedom of speech, freedom and liberty, We're willing to die for that shit. We're willing to die to let people live free, be able to speak freely. But the left, they've shown their communism and Marxism. They've shown their hand. They've shown their hand that they're all in on communism. They're all in on Marxism. They're all in on, oh, if you don't espouse our opinions and beliefs in this, they're gonna assassinate you. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm gonna say this, it's time to open carry. It's time to open carry firearms because the left has shown their hand. The left has shown how violent they have become, how disgusting they have become. The left has shown their hands. And I'm telling you right now, it is time for that conservatives, Republicans, libertarians, and independents arm up. It is time for them to arm up. Because I'm telling you right now, you can't be next to a Democrat, leftist, and liberal. You can't trust these people ever again. You can't even be nice to these people. You can't even associate with these people. You can't even do business with these people. Any of these people who mocked the assassination of Charlie Kirk, you can't do business with them. You can't associate with them. You can't even be near them. You can't even be within 100 feet of them because you can't trust these people anymore. These people cannot be trusted. You have to consider them a threat to you and this country. It's that simple. You have to consider every leftist, liberal, and Democrat a threat to you and the country. It's that simple. That's why I'm advocating people get a gun permit, conceal carry, okay? Get one. Because after what happened to Charlie Kirk yesterday, yeah, you can't be nice to these people. There's no playing nice. There's no playing kumbaya with these people who want you dead for your opinions and viewpoints. You can't play nice to these people. They wanted to ratchet up the rhetoric. They wanted to go all violent, all terroristic on people. Well, you know what? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go all in. We're going to give them a civil war that they want. We're going to give them a civil war. They want a civil war in this country? Let's give them one, folks. Let's give them one. Because I'm going to tell you this. They started it. We're going to end it. And when we end it for them, we're going to make sure that they don't exist for the next 1,000 years. We're going to make sure that they never rear their fucking ugly heads in society. I'm sorry to say this, but this is what it's going to be. This is what's going to be in this country. Because right now, I've seen on social media, especially on Blue Cry, which is the leftist version of Twitter, they're all championing and celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. These subhuman pieces of filth, garbage that should be exterminated, that should be wiped off the planet, should never be allowed to be in the same room as I am, should never be allowed in the same town as I am, or the same state as I am. They should never. These people should be hounded, hunted, and run out of the country to extinction, in my opinion. They should. And the fact that Trump is not throwing the full weight of the federal government and going after the left, he's going to wind up being a footnote in history, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be a footnote in history if he doesn't go after the left. if he doesn't hound them, if he doesn't arrest them, and if he doesn't jail them, if he doesn't do that, he's a footnote in history. And he just enabled a civil war in this country. Because I'm already hearing on social media, people want civil war. The left just ignited a civil war. And now our side wants to finish it off on them. Our side wants them gone. Yeah, our side really do. But I'm going to say this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say this. Our side wants blood. Our side wants retribution. Our side wants retaliation. And the federal government's not retaliating against the left. We, the people, should be doing it for the government, ladies and gentlemen. We, the people, should be doing it because the federal government ain't doing it for us. Telling you this, ladies and gentlemen. Telling you this. There needs to be retribution. There needs to be retaliation. There needs to. There really does. But I'm saying this right now. If this was in any other country outside of the United States of America, the left would be hunted to extinction. There would be a civil war breaking out. The left would be hunted down so badly that it would make the civil war in Rwanda and Yugoslavia look like child's play. It would make what's happening in France and Nepal look like a fucking walk in the park. Yeah. But I'm saying this, ladies and gentlemen, is this. The left showed their hands, okay? The left showed who they really are. There's no pussyfooting around these people. You can't be nice. You can't be cordial. You see a blue-haired leftist getting on an elevator with you, you step off on the next floor and take the next one. You see a blue-haired leftist, you avoid them like the plague. You avoid them if they have Ebola and the plague. You don't talk to them. You don't associate with them. You don't even look at them. You don't. The fact that these people mocked Charlie Kirk's death is appalling. And these people ignited a civil war in this country, which I think is going to get worse. And reading the tea leaves out there, it's getting far worse than it ever has. And there's no going back on that. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, what happened yesterday with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, there's no going back, ladies and gentlemen. There's no putting the genie back in the bottle. The left opened that bottle. The left opened that Pandora's box. There is no closing that lid, ladies and gentlemen. There is no closing that lid. They wanted to ignite a civil war. I'm going to say it like this, ladies and gentlemen, on the podcast show, and y'all guys can flag it on September 11, 2025 at 10:47 a.m. They want a civil war? We'll give them one. We'll give them one, and we'll make sure that they will never rear their fucking ugly heads again. Pretty much that simple. But I will say this. Now they've gone to political violence and assassinations. I'm telling you this, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to arm up. It's time to go buy a gun. Go buy a pistol, rifle, AR-15, or if you want to go for the classic, the muscle car of guns, the M1, the M1 or the M14, go for it. Because I'm telling you right now, you can't pussyfoot around these people. These people are all for political violence because they don't like people expressing their opinions and viewpoints. It's time to arm up, guys. I always tell people like this: prepare yourself as if you're going into downtown Kabul or downtown Kandahar. Prepare yourself. I tell people that. Prepare yourself like you're going into downtown Baghdad, downtown Kandahar, or downtown Kabul. Prepare yourself because you got people who don't like you for your opinions and your viewpoints and all that they want to assassinate you for that. Telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, prepare yourself as if you're going into Kabul and Afghanistan. Prepare yourself because you can't pussyfoot around these people, especially lunatic leftists or trans cult members, Democrats, and liberals. You can't be nice around these people. You got to look at them like basically how California prison inmates look at it. You got to look at them like you got to be prepared to go to war in an instant. Like in an instant, you got to be prepared to fight to the death with them. That's how I would look at it like that. You got to have that mentality of you can't be nice to these people. You can't look at them. You can't look at them in the same breath. You gotta have like a weapon on you just to be prepared in case they want to go violent on you. You do the same thing because you can't be nice to these people. You can't be nice. You can't be cordial. We ended that on September 10th when Charlie Kirk got assassinated and killed. We can't be nice to these people. We can't. And the lunatic left that is calling for his assassination and celebrating his assassination, we can't be nice to these people anymore. These people should be run out of the internet. These people should never be allowed in polite society ever fucking again. We can't be nice to them. We can never, ever be nice to these people. These people have shown their hand yesterday on September 10th. These people have. And I'm telling you right now, these people can never, ever be allowed in polite society again. I just think like this. Any leftist, liberal, and Democrat who celebrated Charlie Kirk's assassination, you should never ever be allowed in polite society again. You should be run out of the country and never ever be allowed to set foot in America ever again. There, I said it. There, I said it. Because you know why? These people can never be allowed in society. I'll say it. Because you know why? These leftists, these lunatic leftists, who all championed, who all said, "Oh, I'm glad Charlie Kirk got assassinated" and all that shit. These people should never ever be allowed to breathe the same air as we do. I don't care. I believe, in my opinion, Donald J. Trump or President Trump should take a page from El Salvador and launch an all-out assault against the left in this country. Basically, use every legal avenue that the United States Constitution allows us, okay, to go after leftists, liberals, and Democrats who are responsible for the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I'm telling you, man, even the Cajun Navy has said like this: if you're that idiot that assassinated Charlie Kirk, you better hope the Cajun Navy doesn't get him Because if the Cajun Navy gets them before law enforcement does, holy shit, they're done. They're cooked. They're finished. They're like gone. But I will say this: you already got conservatives, libertarians, independents, and Republicans all fired up, mad. They want blood. They want vengeance. They want retribution on the left, liberal, and Democrats. We're already headed. We're already headed into a civil war here, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna act like we are in a civil war in this country because we are already in a civil war. They already fired the first shot when they assassinated Charlie Kirk yesterday. Now we are in a civil war. Now we're in a basically a really hot civil war in this country. The fact that they fired a shot at him and they fired a shot real badly, telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you this right now. The level of retribution is off the cuff. The fact that the left has shown their hand yesterday, has shown who they really are, and has even celebrated the death of Charlie Kirk, tells me, as an American citizen, we can't live in the same country with these people. We can't be in the same room with these people. We can never be in the same society with these people. These people do not deserve to be in the same country as we are. We are now a divided America. We are now a Balkan America. We can't be in the same room with these people. And these people who basically assassinated Charlie Kirk just because he wanted to have a dialogue with the other side, just because he wanted to speak freely, but they hated it and they assassinated him for it. We can't be in the same room with these people. We can't shop in the same places as these people. We can't do business in the same place as these people. We can't, ladies and gentlemen. We can't, we won't, and we never will. But I will say this, folks. I will say this. We can never, ever be in the same room with these people. These people do not deserve to be in the same room as I am. They do not deserve to be in the same town or the same state as I am. These people deserve to be ridiculed, mocked, shamed, canceled, and run out of the country or thrown in prison for the rest of their fucking life. They deserve that. And I'm telling you right now, I'm a podcast host myself. I run my own podcast show. And I'm going to tell you this. I don't believe the left should be allowed to own a gun, should be allowed to vote, should be allowed to speak freely. I don't believe they should be allowed to. For the shit they caused in this country, they should not be allowed. They should not be allowed to vote, own a gun, own property, okay? They should not be allowed to own either. And every leftist, in my opinion, should be thrown into an internment camp. It's that simple. Because we can't live nicely among these people who can't learn to agree and disagree. We can't. I'm sorry to say this, man. We can't be nice to these people. We can't be cordial anymore. These people want violence. These people want political assassinations. These people want to assassinate you for your opinions and viewpoints. We can't be nice to these people anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We can never be nice. We can never be cordial. That day, that ended on September 10th yesterday. We can no longer be nice to these people. We can no longer be cordial. Okay? I'm saying this. We can never be in the same room as these people. We can never. These people are scum. These people are subhuman. These people are even worse than dog shit. Yeah, dog shit's probably got more respect than a leftist Democrat and liberal. We can't be in the same room with these people. I'm sorry. After what happened to Charlie Kirk yesterday, we can't be in the same room. We can never breathe the same air as these people. We can never. These people who openly mock people for having a viewpoint and opinion, we can't be in the same room with these people. We can't be in the same society as these people. These people need to be ostracized. There's going to be two ways that's going to happen in this country, either by secession or by civil war. Take your pick. Which comes first, ladies and gentlemen? Secession or civil war? We can't be in the same, we can never ever be in the same society as the left. We can never. Because right now there's people who are talking of two ways, civil war or secession. Because we can't live in the same breath as these people. We can't live in the same air or in the same town or state with these people. These people who mock the death of Charlie Kirk, we can't be among these people. I'm sorry. We can never be in the same light, the same room, or in the same town as these people. Yeah. That's why I'm calling for people to boycott, block, ban, don't associate with any Democrat, leftist, or liberal. Don't. I'm calling for them to be blocked, banned. Yeah. Basically, I'm calling for anyone to never ever associate with a Democrat, leftist, or liberal. To basically say like this: if you're a liberal, Democrat, or leftist, we don't talk to you. We treat you like an enemy. We treat you like a threat to me in this country. We treat you like you're a foreign invader. Yeah, we really do. And we really treat you like you're an assassin. We treat you, the leftist, liberal, and Democrat, as a threat to my way of life, to my freedoms, and to my values. We treat you like that. Because what you did to Charlie Kirk yesterday, we're going to treat you like that. We're going to treat you like you're a threat, you're a danger, and you're basically someone who should never, ever be allowed in the same breath as freedom-loving people. Yeah, we're going to treat you like that. We're going to treat you like that. And yesterday, I got wind of this from Connecticut Centennial. Man, the town of Simsbury Democrats. This is why I will never enter your fucking town again, Simsbury. I'm calling for a boycott for any Democrat town that celebrates the death of Charlie Kirk. Any town that does that, We will no longer do business in your town. We will no longer do business. Yeah. Let's see how that gets you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how that gets you. But I'm telling you, man, this level of political violence in this country, the left just ignited a civil war. And this civil war is going to be one of two ways. We either go all in on civil war or we go all in on secession. We just can't be in the same room anymore with people who mock the death of Charlie Kirk, who call for political violence, okay, who call for assassinations on anyone who has opinions different than theirs. We can't be in the same room with these people. Yeah. At the same time, I'm calling for every conservative, Republican, libertarian, and independent to call to arms, to carry a gun, to get a concealed carry permit, to carry a rifle. Because we can't be in the same room with these people. And these people, we can never, ever be in the same room with them. We can never. Because you know why? We can't be in the same room with these people. These people we can never be with ever again. We can never be in the same room with these people. Yeah. The reason why I'm calling to arms is simple. Look what the Democrats, leftists, and liberals did to Charlie Kirk yesterday. They assassinated him because they didn't like his opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs. We need to arm up. We need to. If you have to carry an M1, like a SOCOM M1, or an AR-15, or a pistol caliber carbine, or a Glock, or a shotgun, so be it. Because we can't be in the same society as these people, especially the lunatic left, the far left. We can't be in the same room. Yeah, we can never, ever be in the same room. We can never, ever, guys. And after what happened yesterday, guys, I'd prepare like if I'm going to downtown Kabul, like to downtown Kandahar, or downtown Baghdad. I prepare like if I was going to a downtown war zone, because I'm gonna say it like this: you can never be in the same room or in the same line with these people. And I'm gonna say this on the show: there needs to be segregation of leftists, liberals, and Democrats from society. That means leftists, liberals, and Democrats have their own. Freedom-loving people have their own. We can never breathe the same air as these people. We can never. What they did to Charlie Kirk is dead wrong. And these people should be mocked, ridiculed, should be run out of the country, and should never be allowed to live in a freedom-loving society that is the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is. And as y'all know, guys, today is the anniversary of 9/11, and we all know the world changed on September 11, 2001. And I always tell people, I wish we can go back to the days prior to September 11, but the world changed, and it changed forever. And now it's a day that not only we are honoring the loss of Charlie Kirk, we are also honoring the lives lost on September 11th. Yeah. But I will say this, man. I will say this, man. Charlie Kirk died for freedom and liberty. And the left hated it so much. And the left showed their hand. There are people who on September 11th died knowing that terrorism attacked us. Yeah, attacked our freedoms, attacked our way of life. Yeah. And it's time we rise up from this shit. And it's time. It's time. Anyway, guys, that was a good long show. And wow, that was a good long show. And I thank you guys for listening to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host. The show is dedicated in the memory of Charlie Kirk. And I hope y'all say some prayers for him and his family. I thank you for listening to the show. I will see y'all soon. Bye for now.
You just listened to an episode of Nikki's World. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.